What up, boys? It's Gaz, and welcome to No Fun Allowed. We're going to be going over the Marked for Death nerf today, because that's the only important thing they have in this update. Zaku's probably still going to be terrible, so yeah, we're going to go over it. I'm going to show how Marked for Death works now, and I'm going to explain why it's a complete stupid nerf, that they should have just bug fixed it, because there were some bugs with it they fixed today, some of the bugs. But they also nerfed it a lot on top of those bug fixes, and I think that was not the appropriate way to go about it. Because, just a reminder, that Mark for Death actually comes from rank 6 with the Helmet, which in itself requires rank 3 of the Andrade Syndicate, and then you need to get to rank 6 of the Metamorphosis to get this ability. Never mind that rank 9, Expedite Suffering, the ability you get from rank 9, is total garbage and should get buffed. They should have released this nerf for Mark for Death with a buff to Expedite Suffering. Also, it takes a bunch of bile, the most annoying resource, to put this on any frame. So hopefully you got away from this nerf scot-free and only put on like 1 or 2 frames at most. Because they also didn't do a bile resource rework with this update, which they should have done as well. So they are not really fixing the issue. Let's get into the patch notes here. So I'm gonna show how it works too. So they really nerfed it a lot. But here's what they did. So I'm just going to read it verbatim here. This was hotfix 29.1. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty, let's revisit the Marked for Death Helminth Infusion. Its ability does stun an enemy. A portion of the next damage you deal to the enemy will be dealt to enemies around it. Now that's the description of the ability. Here's their description of why they're doing this right here. It's important to note that the description mentions a portion of the next damage. Even though it was moddable for over 100% damage before, never mind that you programmed it to be like that and that strong, which is always our intent. Meaning, we have some bugs to fix and explanations to make on the next steps here. That's when you know. When they're actually explaining while they're nerfing it, that's when you know it's going to be a big nerf. So, with Marked with Death, I'm just going to call it Marked with Death. Now in the wild and being experimented with, it was apparent to not be working as intended. Not working as intended, yeah, because we just kind of put it in there and just don't even know what we're doing half the time. Intended by overwhelmingly nuking left, right, and center. Oh, the AoE transfer of abilities attack was killing enemies left, right, and center. Isn't that what an area of effect is supposed to be? Not just on the left, not just on the right. When we go into the gameplay of what happened to it, it actually is really inconsistent now too. We combine certain loadouts and do certain bugs. We recognize the players who brought this forward with understanding that it needs to be addressed. Let's get into the... No, we thought you were actually making fun stuff in your game, not making stupid garbage like 5-second reload guns. Fixed mods applying twice the Marked with Death portion dealt in AoE. Sure, if that's a bug that they want to fix, go for it. These are the kind of things they should have nerfed/fixed with Marked for Death. Fixed based damage using health/shield damage dealt and not capped at the health plus shield the target had prior. So what that means is that the enemy has 5 health left, and you kill them with 5 damage, or you kill them with like 100 damage, it will only transfer the 5 damage of the health they had left from that 100 damage shot. So if the enemy is not full health, it's also even more useless than they already made it. Radial damage was never meant to exceed the target's max health, and this was our bad. Okay, guys, that's how big these nerfs are. It was never supposed to go above the target's max health. So, yeah. The desired strategy we wanted was players prioritizing tank units like heavy gunners. We'll explain why that's stupid explanation right there. To do AoE clears instead, since heavy units have more health than normal. Thus, the radial AoE would be more lethal, not just the normal units. This issue, combined with numerous bugs of mod stacking, meant it was way overpowered. Way overpowered. A key part of reviewing these changes will be ensuring that players understand the best case scenario we envisioned for the power is targeting high health targets to do radial damage to weaker enemies. Remove critical chance from Marked with Death area effect. Remove critical chance. Cap the damage multiplier stat to 75% and normalize damage types. No! Here's an example of normalized damage types. If the damage you dealt is 0.5 impact, 0.4/0.3 heat, that sums up to 1.2. But after normalized, it would become 0.4. Fix Marked for Death with Arcane Trickery, equipping triggering invisibility almost every time because each enemy hit had its own 50% chance to activate marked trickery. So yeah, it's really, 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 really nerfed. A lot. And let's just show real quickly. On these guys. The corrupted bombards, the corrupted heavy gunners we did in the previous video. With Ash. And a synthesis scanner. Alright, so we're not going to Viroproc them because you shouldn't have to Viroproc them. And let's get this guy right here. With Fatal Teleport. I actually have more strength on this build than the previous. And there you go. With the Panzer Volpalaya getting Viroprocs on that guy, it was kind of okay. But here you go. It's gigantic. It's not going to crit anymore either. Now, let's actually get this guy too. And after 3 finishers, the heavy gunners are still not even dead. Even though this one has 10 Viroprocs in her. Now that she's low health, it's going to do basically nothing to these other guys. And yeah, before that was 1 hit. With apparently applying the mods twice. Which, sure, fix it. Fix it if it's broken right there. But, yeah. Yeah. It got nerfed a lot. Like I said, if I was DE, and I was in the nerf department at DE, I would be like, okay, hey, this is locked behind rank 6 with the Helminth. You know, kind of a lot of work. Kind of a lot of resources. A lot of frames that people are feeding to this thing and not getting back. And maybe it's a crappy ability like Decoy or Reeve. Reeve can be like, okay. So people are wasting a bunch of stuff here, and you're nerfing the stuff that takes all this work. Sure, you can say from the other video that I said the Sepulchrum is hard to get and a lot of work to get, and you could be like, I don't think that way. You can't say this isn't a lot of work to get, marked with death, or marked for death. So, yeah. As you can see right here, it's very wonky range-wise now and application-wise. I was doing finishers on the crewmen, and it was killing like a couple crewmen here and there, but it wasn't killing all of them. So, but here's what I was talking about with these bombards and the gunners. So, now that it's not going to crit anymore, you're just basically not... You're going to one-shot some stuff, but you need like an AoE Viroprocer to even like get that done as well. So, here's the health type of the Corrupted Bombard. They got 300 clone flesh. The gunner has 700 clone flesh. So, a bombard... Let's look at like a crewman or something. A corrupted crewman, which would be a situation you see in this mission. Okay, so you would kill the crewman, and you kill like the lancer. But then the armor's also applying now. They've nerfed the damage amount you're getting. So yeah, it's a lot worse. That's a warden. You don't see those really. So yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. Thankfully, we'll show one thing that's okay here. Thankfully, Revenant still can one-shot stuff. But the thing is, with Revenant, like, you might as well just not even use Marks for Death now, because they also nerfed it. As I said, you can no longer get above 100% strength on this. So let's just put on a bunch of strength mods and see what happens. So it caps out 75%. Like, okay, 1 strength mod puts it at the max value. Let's put on more. What is more going to do? Oh, more's not going to do anything. So don't even bother with that. Thankfully, the range still works, I guess. Like, we can just go max range again. That scales still, right? That still scales. But like I showed in the gameplay, it's really wonky. It feels like it's not applying the damage properly now. Because they had to screw with it. They could have just fixed the bugs. But they had to also nerf it on top of that, which is complete garbage. Knee-jerk extremes again, dude. It's the Zorus all over again. But unlike the Zorus, this is actually a lot worse, because this takes a bunch of work to get to. The Zorus was like given to you as a freebie during a quest. This one, it's like, oh, you gotta get rank 3 Entrada, you gotta get rank 6 Helminth, and then you gotta also put all those resources in to actually. So see, that will still work, thankfully. Didn't kill her, but you know what? It's not consistent anymore, so why would it actually kill her? It randomly just decided not to do the right. They said left, right, and center. They wanted to nerf the right a little bit. So, yeah, it's a lot of crap here. And like with like a normal gun, let's quickly try. I haven't tried it with any like slash proc melees recently. So let's just try the candy cane. All right. So we did this in the previous video. By the way, people want to see this build. It's this build. I got a Riven for it. It's basically a heavy attack candy cane build. And yeah, let's just see what happens here. Hopefully it still transfers the slash procs and kills these guys. But it was applying the mods twice before. And now it's not, so maybe it won't be as good. And it will never exceed the enemy's health value. Okay, that still is fine, I guess. But the finishers definitely are a lot worse. The finishers are a lot worse. Let's do, what other frame do we do it on? On like a normal generic frame like Necros, it's a lot worse now too. So let's do... Okay, so I was using the Ripkas of the Finisher Riven. Yeah, we got... Okay, so this is going to be bad. And also, like, Trickery is nerfed too. So it's not actually very good at all. This was a fun playstyle for Necros before. But now it's, like, not even a playstyle you should even consider. Because Trickery won't work. Necros can get one shot. Alright, so... You can still do this, apparently, until they nerf that. So, it will... As we showed, the Gunners have 700 health. The Bombards have 300 health. So, it's... You basically need to do that, and it's probably not going to even work properly anyway. So, yeah. There you go, guys. That's what we're dealing with here. That's the people who make this game that we enjoy so much. Or maybe you're not even playing, you're just here to watch the smoke fly from above or from below. So, yeah, it got nerfed. I'm not happy about it. Like I said, they should have just bug fixed it and not actually nerfed it because it's line of sight. It requires you to make a specific build for it in some situations. And it's like we need... The last thing they should be doing nowadays is nerfing stuff. Like, let the people who are still playing your game enjoy themselves and, like, what? This was not breaking anything. You know what is breaking stuff? Your dumb decisions. You're letting Saren and Korra run free and, like, annihilate everything. And even, like, I don't even know, like, all of them. All the good stuff is good. And then we're not allowed to have nice things on Necros. Give it Necros an Exalted Scythe, alright? I'm just going to say it. Give Necros an Exalted Scythe. This made me feel like I had an Exalted Scythe on Necros when I used the Scythe. So, and that's gone. They should have just... I'm sad. Okay, either way, I'm sad. We knew it was going to get nerfed, to be fair. Like, I knew it was going to get nerfed. It was never not going to get nerfed. But, like, it's just dumb that, like, they had to do it this hard. So, I'll talk to you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.